Hello, guys. Thought I'd be back, make another video concerning Bernard Chapin. I got a few comments on my page, so I thought, well, some people actually watch the video. Most of the time, people don't watch them, so I didn't think I'd make another one. But I'm glad to hear some comments. I'm glad to see people feel like me and they hate to see Bernard go. I do. I liked his channel. He would always say, it was style over. The reason he wasn't doing well, it was style over substance. And see, I liked the way he did his channel. Uh, I liked that he would just talk about issues and, he didn't use fancy editing. He didn't use fancy graphics and all that. It was just him. And I kind of liked that on YouTube I'm talking about, where it was just him talking. And I liked it when Florian would come on there with him. I thought that was good. But I really loved Bernard the best. He was just really great. And I'm sitting here in our local park here. Excuse me, got a little bit of sinuses today. Um, he was really good, and I liked that his channel was clean. He didn't use a lot of filthy language, and he didn't talk about women's boobs and and all this stuff, and use a lot of graphic language. I liked it because it was family friendly, and it was for anybody to watch, young person, old person. He's just, except for some of the stories, he did a few that was a little graphic, but it was the story. It wasn't that he was being, filthy or foul mouthed or lewd or anything. I respected Bernard. I'm buying his books. I have not bought Women Theory and Practice yet. I'm going to buy that next month. But I do have his book here. Um, Hold it up here and let y'all see it. His book, Man Going His Own Way. I bought this book for, how many months ago did I buy it? It's been about 8 months ago. This book is really good. It's a weird looking book. I don't know if you can tell. It looks like a kid's coloring book, but it's really good. And it's, it just has the eagle on it. And it's Bernard talking about sort of his history and how he became a MGTOW guy. And it's interesting because he talks about, um, having a lot of what he had is one of the main reasons that he, excuse me, that he went MGTOW. He kind of got to experience the dream of being with lots of women, dating them, and he said, I kind of had that streak where I couldn't lose. Women after women were coming after me, and I thought I'd fulfilled every man's fantasy. And he said, I learned it wasn't your fantasy. It's not what you think it is. And he said, um, he titles a chapter in this book, actually. I'll show it to you. Yeah, there we go. In the table of contents, chapter 5, there it is. Chapter 5, I don't know why there we go. It was looking blurry. Chapter 5, Sex is a False God. And he really does a great job in that chapter talking about, our obsession with sex. It's not what you think. You can go without it. And it's interesting that he would talk about that. Um, I don't know, guys. It just, you can see the table of contents, the long farewell, blood on the blade, actual history, the MGTOW moment, sex is a false god, no boundaries, pet cemetery, females anonymous, MGTOW finally, and the conclusion, no surrender. And he said this is him in 94. Must be Bernard, and then there's his, a little bit on the back. Better to live as a monk than die as a slave. Given the misandric direction of Western civilization, it is not surprising that more and more men are going their own way. What we were told we should want from life is not what we desire. Go your own way. Explore your own path. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Improve yourself every day. A free, proud man is an end in itself. We do not wish to be dominated by a government that discriminates against us. We will craft a new way to live from the dying hulk of our society. No state, no woman should dictate the course of our life. To hell with status. To hell with fitting in. Conformity is a sin. Whom shall we please? Ourselves. Why be a dilapidated drone when you can soar as a man. And that's just so profound. And he actually has a quote in the book that if men would just walk away from marriage, it's a sacrifice. It is, I mean, it is really a sacrifice to walk away. It's a big deal. It's not easy. We're made to want women. It's just the way it is. But he said if enough men would just walk away and say, you know what? Yeah, I'd love to have children. Yeah, I like sex. I get a little lonely, but I'm going to go without it. And he's right. If more men would do that, we would have power. And the feminist movement and this misandric government wouldn't be able to do the things to us that they do. And too bad that it doesn't seem most men want to do that. At least not among the baby boomers and the Gen X generation, which I'm kind of right on the cusp of, and even some of the millennials. They just aren't willing to do that. And they should. But I don't know if you guys agree with me, but Bernard at the end, he just looked sad. I noticed it in some of his podcasts when he made them on YouTube that he was just, he was looking sad. He looked just defeated. I think, like he said, he wanted to be kind of like a Glenn Beck, and have his own show like he had, or a show like O'Reilly, or, somebody like that, or Tucker Carlson, and it just didn't work out. And he knew he wasn't going to get no mainstream support. And, it's funny, guys, he paid for that. When you listen to him on some of his last podcasts on SoundCloud, he paid. He really paid a price for doing right. And he shouldn't have had to have gone through what he did. His career's been attacked. He lost that. He's going to have to get part-time work. And a guy like that shouldn't have to get part-time work. Working at Pizza Hut. He was talking about, trying to get a job there. Bernard is way more valuable than a guy that should have to work at Pizza Hut. And not an insult to any of those people. I don't insult anybody that's doing the best they can. But Bernard, his God-given gifts, he could have done a lot more if his society wasn't so against him. And it's just a joke. Trying to tell the truth and you pay a price. You can't even make a living, because he would write a lot of books and people didn't buy his books. And what we're learning is men just can't live alone. I don't know what it is. If it's just sex, get over it, guys. Come on. I mean, it's not that great, man. It's not. Sex is a false god. It's not what you think it is. And I'm going to review another one of Bernard's books that I'm going to buy, Women, Theory, and Practice, since I got a couple of views, but I miss Bernard Chapin. I know you guys do too, and there's his name right there. We miss Bernard. I hope that he's wanting to write a book, he said, called Being MGTOW. I hope he writes the book. I will buy it if he does. Short of just collapsing financially and not being able to. If I'm able, I will definitely buy it. And Bernard, we love you. We miss you. We hope you keep at the fight. Because I always admired you. You talked about Aaron Clary would say, enjoy the decline. And you didn't want to enjoy the decline. You wanted to fight. And I admire that. You're going to go down fighting. And we just want to say, Bernard, we miss you. And we hope everything works out for you. And I guess that's about all I got to say, guys. Take care. And Bernard, Chapin's Inferno. Man going his own way. Being MGTOW, we miss you. We love you. Good luck.